Hello, everyone. This is JD Calderon, and this is Indy Comics Explained. And yet again, I brought on another fantastic group of independent comic book publishers. So, without further ado, let me bring on this guy. But before that, please hit like, hit subscribe, share out the video. But here's this guy anyway. Here he comes. There he
What is up, Streamland? Calderon, I hope you gave them enough time to smash that like button before, you gave me the intro, baby. Right? You look at that smash, right? That's what everybody says nowadays, right? That's what the young kids say. Smash.
Well, it's a lot of old guys, but okay.
Yeah. we know what pond we swim in. What is up, ladies and gentlemen? I am JD Rosario from Unstoppable Comics. Been making comic books for more years than I should be admitting. Hanging out with this guy and talking to a bunch of new creators. Some you've seen, some you may have not seen, who have been putting their money where their mouth is and making comic books.
Very nice. And our first guest up is Mr. Sam Quinton. What's up, Sam?
How's it going, guys? How you doing?
What's up, brother? I thought you were frozen for a second. I said, oh.
Sam, real quick, introduce yourself.
Yeah, hi, I'm Sam Quinton. I'm with Sanopa Publishing right here in Frankfort, Kentucky. We make role-playing game books, Indy Comics, and a whole host of beautiful art prints from our very talented teams.
Yeah.
Very nice. And we have John Escobales. What's up, John?
How are you? I'm doing all right.
Please introduce yourself, sir.
My name is John Escobales. I'm a writer. I write with Guildworks Publications and anywhere else that'll take my stuff. And I'm just getting over COVID.
Oh, wow.
After just going to Europe, getting back from Europe yesterday. Yeah, don't want to fly while you're feeling like dog shit, but
yeah. Sometimes you can't avoid it.
No.
What's up, Tony? Introduce yourself, sir.
I am Tony James. I am here in lovely Astoria, Queens. I'm a writer of this book called Star Noir, which is doing pretty well on Kickstarter right now.
Nice.
Yeah, so I'll tell you more about it in a bit.
Cool.
Hey,
Josh.
Hey, everybody. I'm Josh. I am from Flint, Michigan. I'm an illustrator. Freelance. I work with a lot of different independent publishers, but I also put out my own books under JR Comic Art.
Nice.
Yeah. Very cool. Very cool. Damn, we've run into a lot of dudes from Michigan. Don't we?
That's where it's at, man.
We really have.
Wait, John, where are you from? Or where you at? Excuse me.
Who is it? John or is it me?
John.
No, I'm in Connecticut.
Oh, Connecticut? Okay. Yep. Tri-state area. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
No
West Coast today. No, we're only going as far as the Midwest.
Not too far.
Not that far. And listen, Jay, it's just the two of us tonight. No co-host or no co-host.
What? I only got one question. I only got one question, Prime, bro. You can't do this to me. You got to give me that. You got to give me that heads up, in advance, so I could maybe squeak out a second question, man. I mean, listen, I only came up with the first one as I signed on.
Yeah, this I believe. But listen, you always say you like to work on your feet, right? So here's your chance.
Right. Pressure is the best motivator.
Exactly. So, gents, let's start. I mean, you also the topic of the show, right? Are we in a hobby or a business? What the fuck are we doing? Right? Because I'm pretty sure we all ask ourselves that question every now and again. It's like, what the hell am I doing? Right? How many times have we asked ourselves that question? How many times have our loved ones looked at us and said, what the hell are you doing? And, with that questioning stare in their face, like, what is wrong with you? Right? When we get that question, and whether it's from us or if it's from the outside, how do we deal with that? So John, we'll start with you, right?
All right.
Like, do you feel that you're in a scalable business, right? Or is it just something you just love to do? So is it a hobby of yours, right? And more or less, why the hell are you doing it? However you want to phrase it.
Yeah. I would say it's definitely it's something I've done my whole life since I was a kid. I worked in a comic book shop when I was a kid with the apprentice of Wally, one of the apprentices of Wally Wood. And so there were comic book pros in there all day long. And I heard all about storytelling. I saw all about drawing different things. Mostly whenever I'd ask them to draw a woman, they'd always draw a dinosaur. I never understood that, but it happened. And but yeah, I fell in love with it then. And over the years I got into bands and I stopped buying comics for a while. And then as I got a little older and I decided I wanted to be a bit more sober and a little bit more clear-eyed, I got back into comics. And I keep doing it because I keep reading them and I keep writing them because I'm just kind of, I hear these things in my head. I see them in my head and I want to get them out. And it's a lot better than going to jail usually. So I do that. So it's a hobby and a profession or hopeful profession type of thing. If I didn't tell the stories, I'd go nuts. So
it's therapy.
Yeah. And it's, it's security for the people around me. So nobody gets hurt. So.
That's fair. That's fair. I think I've heard several people say that. The comics is our form of therapy. So.
Yeah, I think so. And I've said it probably on every one of these things I've done.
So Tony, what are your thoughts on it?
Well, I guess it's a mixture of both for me. I mean, because I've been writing for almost like 15 years now, and it's the only thing that really kind of makes sense for me. Like I had nice normal jobs with health insurance, and it just constantly felt like I had the shoe on the wrong foot. So I guess I love it like a hobby, but I treat it like a business.
Okay, that's fair. Josh, what are you thinking?
Yeah, I'm like right with Tony. Honestly, like it's I have to treat it like a business, and as much as I just want to sit here and draw what I want and just have fun all the time, it's not that all the time, but it's still it started as a hobby and it grew. So it came from a place of passion. It came from a place that I did love doing it at one point. So some days I have to remind myself, like, yeah, you enjoy doing this, and those are the hard business days. But it can still be fun, and you have to remind yourself that there's going to be hard parts. There's going to be the tough days, the shitty days, and then there's going to be the amazing days that you have a great time. So, you just got to work through the sledge to get to those good days.
That's where the discipline fits in, I guess, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Mr. Quinton, what are your thoughts?
Well, in 2017, I made the decision to start Sinopa and build a business that I could leave to my kids, doing something I really love doing. So I guess for me, it's a business and a mission. Trying to build something bigger and better that has some value for my kids. And they're still fairly young. I've got a teenager and a 9-year-old. And my 9-year-old yesterday said something that really hit me in the heart. She said that she hoped that one day we were doing enough business that we could make cartoons because she wants to be a voice actor.
That's awesome.
And so she wants to voice act in cartoons for kids. That's awesome. And I thought, that's one of the things that I want to get into eventually when we, get to a point where we have the cash flow for it. So yeah, I'm on a mission, and I take it pretty seriously. I have fun with it, and I've been really blessed to meet some wonderful people. And I have a pretty easygoing disposition, so I usually get along with pretty much everyone. Not quite everyone, but pretty much everyone. And yeah, it's been good to me. Indie RPGs, indie comics. It's been a real privilege to see these book projects come to life and come into print. And right now, down in my garage, I've got a little over 3,000 comics boxed and loaded and bagged up and ready to go, load into the van tomorrow and drive 700 miles to Bushkill, and then we're setting up in NYCC tomorrow. So it's a new plateau for us.
You mean Tuesday? Tuesday's when they open up the doors for setup.
Yeah, but I'm driving up tomorrow because
to start the
I'm gonna crash in Bushkill, and then I'll go up. I'll probably leave about 7:30 in the morning because it's about an hour and a half, hour 40 So I'll give us 2 hours to get there because my load in time's between 10 and 2.
Oh, you're using the help?
No, they just told us I had to be there between 10 and 2. So yeah, I thought that was weird too.
Yeah, we'll talk after. Yeah. Okay, weird. So I think most people start this off as a hobby, right? They love it. They've grown up with it. Whether they want to be a part of it, or they want to pay back, or they want to feel a little bit of the shine, they definitely come into this as a hobby. But if you want to keep the lights on and continue to do this, you have to apply business principles. If not, you're going to lose your shirt. And, that's no good for anybody, right? But like Tom says, yeah, trying to keep it a hobby, the fun part, right? Josh said something earlier. He was like, I think he said something along the lines of, I used to love it, or remind me why I did love it. That's scary, bro, because, you don't ever want to forget that, right? We went into this because we loved it. And plain and simple, right? We didn't go into it because of the fame and fortune it was going to bring us, right?
Hell no.
It's definitely
took a while for that one to sink in.
It sank in for you? It's still slowly sinking in for me. But you gotta understand certain business principles, like buy in bulk. Which Calderon and I are always on opposite sides of the fence on. But yeah,
I'll let you finish your thought. Go ahead.
I'm always preaching offset printing. I always preach offset printing.
Go ahead.
Right? Because how are you going to make a buck when you're flipping a book for $250, $260 plus shipping at $5 a pop, and then you still got to pay the team, you got to pay your taxes, you got to pay shows. What are you looking at a margin on, right? 5, maybe 10%. Right? That whole game flips when you buy in bulk, when you do offset printing. You do.
You done?
There's other people here. I don't want you to monopolize all this time. Go ahead.
So let me weigh in on that if I can for a second.
Yes,
okay,
please.
Because I'll tell you that the first comic press run I did was for 47 Furious Tales, my first book. I only printed 500 copies, and I knew when I ordered that I wanted more, but I didn't know what the market was going to look like for indie books. And so 6 weeks later, when I'm completely freaking sold out of books, I'm like, oh, fracking crap. So, there's a point where you get into the numbers, and offset just makes real sense. The biggest issue I have is storage, right? Because obviously I'm not going to store stuff in my garage due to humidity. So I have my home office that used to be a bedroom once upon a time. And you can walk in here some days and there'll be 5,000 or 6,000 units in here, and then you got to move them. You got stores to ship to, people to ship to, Kickstarters to fulfill. But I mean, there is a world of difference between paying $3 a book and paying 86 cents a book, and you have to approach those each avenue a little differently. So there's stuff to be said for both directions. But personally, I like being able to move a book, send it to stores, ship it directly to them, $250 on that, and I'm making $1.75 or whatever I'm making on it. That builds a big portion of what my businesses look like. So that's just my 2 cents.
I like your 2 cents. I want to comment on Daphne's 2 cents for a second. I did say, not that you're a business, but you have to apply business principles to this, right? Not
I like that phrasing.
I mean, a lot of people still don't even have EIN numbers doing this stuff, right? Sole proprietors. So, I mean, it takes a while to even get to that point. So it's not automatic.
And then there's the pain of trademark registration.
Oh my God, that's
oh my God.
That 1 month waiting to have anybody contest it is just like
Well, then there's the fee associated with it too, you know. And let's face it, the indie comic market doesn't always afford you a lot of luxury. So
Yeah.
Now to answer the question, I've self-published since '92. I know what it's like to print thousands upon thousands of copies and ship them through distributors. And that was my primary focus when I did those numbers. When I was selling 1,500, 2,000, 2,500, 3,000 copies, they would just go straight to distributors, and that's the way they went out.
Yeah.
For myself, I don't like holding on to that much stock. Okay. Because the thing is I'm not very active on the convention circuit. If I was doing 30 conventions a year, then yes, that makes sense to do that. You understand? Because I have J.M. DeSantis. He's currently on what, a 28 show streak. Like this dude has been on the road for like months, literally. You know, and you know, if you're doing that type of run, like if you're running like that, sure, you understand. Print the 3,000 books, you're going to need them. You understand? But for myself, I'm not looking to leave my house. You know, I go to work, I come home, I really don't want to be bothered. You know what I mean? It says I want to do my campaigns, I want to pack my books while wearing my pajamas, and you know, and ship them out, and then call the U.S. Postal Service. Yo, come get these. Thanks. And then they meet me at the door, and I hand them a nice package. And if I like the guy, I'll give him in my pajamas, and I give the guy $10. I'm like, here you go, buddy. Go buy yourself some lunch. And there we go. Right? So I mean, it just depends. Because the thing is like it's like Larry, and it's one of the reasons why I kept flashing this up, is that Larry says, you know, to Jay's point, if he sold Niobe for $5, he'd be out of business. You understand? The same thing goes with myself. And most Kickstarters, the price point is not $5. The price point is $10 plus shipping. You understand? And the sooner you get over that particular fact, the sooner you may be less poor or less broke.
Well, I mean, the math says you have to, because if you're going to price at $5 on a Kickstarter and you're, you know, paying $6,000 for an artist to get your book, you know, illustrated, and whatever you're paying for covers on top of that, figure by the time it's all said and done, if you're at a $5 price point and then shipping, you need, with current shipping rates, ballpark $16,000 to fund it fully, get your press run, and get everything shipped.
Right, unless you're selling bulk through distributors, then yes, then that's the only time I say, yeah, go whole hog, print out as many books as you want. Or unless you're planning on doing,
you can sell them through distributors, sell them at shows, do signings at your local library, put them in liquor stores and marijuana dispensaries, put them in Hustler Hollywood, put them everywhere you can.
How about in the time you've printed up 4 different rounds of of POD for fulfilling on all your other Kickstarter campaigns, your crowdfunding campaigns, right? Arguably, you could have spent that much money in offset printing. You really could.
Yeah, but what's it going to cost you to store them? How much are you paying for your storage unit?
How invested are you in making this a career?
I'm not. It's my hobby.
Okay. It's your hobby, right?
It's my hobby. And the thing is I have the storage space.
You do. I don't. And
that's what I'm saying.
And we're packing it the fuck in. You know what I mean? We're packing it in. We have to. And yeah, that was my business plan prior to the pandemic. The pandemic screwed me the fuck up. I was running the J.D. DeSantis train, right? We were doing multiple conventions a year. And it was not cost effective to go print on demand multiple times. It just wasn't. Right? And it wasn't time effective either. Let's say that. You know, you do POD, you still got to wait the 2 to 3 week shipping, XYZ proofs, right?
And
on the multiple points of order.
There's also the point of when you cross over to the next year and you have to file your taxes, you have to pay taxes on stock. And if you have a very small, tiny amount of stock, what are they going to tell you? It says, well, I got X amount of books. You're only going to pay X amount because, you know, that's what you got. So that's what it is. And that's one of the positive points of POD, you know? So it just depends on how you run your business and how you want to run your business. And I tell everybody, get a damn LLC. you know, and do your file jointly, or get a tax preparer that knows how to file jointly between your personal and your LLC, and make sure you write off every damn thing you can.
Yep.
You know, because I you know, yeah. So that's all I can say. Yeah.
When's your book coming out, JD?
Which one of us?
The one about doing all this in your pajamas at home.
Oh, I don't know. I already asked that question before. As a matter of fact, look, I'm gonna flash this up. Look.
It does explain the flannel stuck to the Gemini mailer, though.
yes, for sure. This is the book that for me started it all.
Oh yeah, you posted that. Yeah.
Yeah, I posted this up. This is Gary Brodsky. Picked this 1987. This guy printed this, and this was like an eye opener of eye openers for me when I was a kid, because I got this when I was like 17 years old. And I mean, and this is the book that literally taught me how to publish comics. You know, it has information in here on distributors, printers,
Right.
everything. He walks you through the business, you know, through 2 and 10. That was for Jay.
Keep talking, because I'm going to try to look up this one image. George Purse did the cover. I believe it was Archaea Studios. They did something similar to that. It was in the late 90s, I think it was.
Oh yeah, I've seen. Yeah, there've been a number of different people have done different things, but this is literally a 32-page black and white book. I mean, this is literally a 32-page plot.
Yeah, it was black and white also.
You know, I mean, this is like, but most of the other ones are usually trades. But this is just a straight up comic book that they printed out and put out for $2. You know, and I mean, like this basically opened up the whole world for you. And like I said, when I was 17, this was like, you know, this was awesome. This guy is like, you know, he's one of those people you want to thank or strangle at the same time.
What'd you get me into, kind of thing?
Yeah,
exactly.
How can you do this to me, man?
Why'd you do it to me?
Oh man, I'm trying to find the cover to this book now. You put me on the spot, dude. God damn it.
Listen, that's my job, is to put you on the spot.
And I mean, like I said, there's a lot of different approaches to how you can run your operation. I mean, you can certainly don't get me wrong. There's nothing wrong with doing print on demand for your usage. It certainly makes storage a lot easier. You know, it certainly makes things a lot easier on, you know, keeping track of your inventory, and it simplifies your taxes. But I don't know, man. Everyone has their own personal choice. I think we're going to see more and more people going to a more digitally focused model anyway. But for folks who are older like me, I think it's going to be a hard sell to replace the feel of a cool comic in your hand. But just be mindful that what works for you might not work for other people. And
well, that's the whole thing and that's the one good thing about this panel, because we have things that work for everybody differently. Like Jay has his preferences, I have my preferences, you're gonna have your preference, and eventually when I do move back into the direct market, I will be moving in that direction. You understand? But I'm not gonna do it until I move in that direction. Right now, my focus is just Kickstarter and maybe a couple of other platforms. I might do another Indiegogo, I might do one of the other platforms. But, you know, I mean, but until I move away from that, my focus is that. But once I get into that other thing, then forget it. Then it's, you know, that's what it's going to be, you know. But it's also a thing for me is like I'm very conscious of clearing out as many books as I can as quickly as I can.
Yeah.
I don't like sitting on stock. I hate it, you know, because I still have stock from '92. I still have cases.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So you know,
that hurts.
No, not really, dude. I am in the black on all of it. I paid all my artists on it. Like, we've made money, like lots. Well, I should say a lot, but I should say a decent amount of cash, you know, on these books. But it's just like,
because I graduated high school in 1992. That's
yeah. Well, you know, I still got it. So, you know.
I feel like an old motherfucker. You know what I mean?
Well, listen, we both are, so don't worry about it. Anyway. Mr. Old Motherfucker, your question, you're up.
All right, question is, how frustrated are you at making comics? No, but what is the one thing that sticks in your side the most about making comic books? The one thing that frustrates you the most, but you know you got to push through it.
Interesting. Tony, you're up.
The most frustrating thing is visibility, trying to break through the internet noise. It sometimes you kind of feel like you could have a V for Vendetta, but then nobody could see it. So did that book even exist? So yeah, trying to break through the noise, trying to just get in front of people. That is kind of the thing that bugs me the most.
Gotcha.
Interesting. All right, Josh.
I would probably say like not having the time to have like side passion projects be the focus, because the business aspect for me anyway, for my situation, is that I'm trying to lay that groundwork of business, and so I got to do a lot of jobs that aren't my personal passion project. And so I would say that that's kind of the frustrating one. Like for the past 5 years I've released one of my own comics every year, one issue, and this year will be the first time I don't, because I just don't have time for it. And I'm fine with it because I'm making a lot of cool stuff, but I'm kind of bummed because it's like, man, I didn't want to break that streak.
Gosh. Sam?
For me, I guess the most frustrating thing is that we always seem to be capital constrained. We've got a lot of great talent that I would love to keep operating constantly, and pay our people the absolute best rates we can. If I had $1 million on hand right now, then I could have the entire dugout on different titles right now. But it takes that slow grind, steady push to keep putting money in. Now the nice part is that, of course, as we add more titles, that turns a little more capital. It makes it a little easier to fund the existing stuff. Then when you add a new title line to the existing, then you've got that capital spread out across more. You grind and you grind and you grind. So yeah, that feels like pushing a big rock uphill sometimes. But I'm looking forward to adding more titles as we go, as we keep pushing that rock uphill.
All right, cool. Joining with King Sisyphus. John, what are your thoughts?
I kind of feel the same way Tony does. I'm struggling with a Kickstarter right now, and it's the most eyes we've ever gotten on a book. It's the best thing we've ever done, and I don't know if we're paying off the right Kickstarter mortgage people or not, but it's just not reaching the audience we're looking for. So, and I just got a cover for it from Liam Sharp, and thought,
wow.
I thought that would bring plenty of eyes to it, and he's promoting it like crazy, but it does, it's crawling, like its legs don't work. It's just using its fingers to drag itself up. So I think we're just going to keep chipping away at the Kickstarter page, trying to perk it up some and get some more social media notice. But yeah, that's definitely a major stick in our side right now.
Mr. J.
Oh, okay.
I'm sorry. I guess it's your question. I should answer.
Yeah.
Right? I'm sorry about that. I think my usual thing is similar to everybody else's. Is my campaigns don't actually make $1 million per campaign.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest frustration, right? But I mean, yeah, it's always capitalization. It's always that thing. Is like, I have 2 artists running consistently for me, and I would really like to have 4. Right. So it's just one of those things. And I mean, and the way I run them is they each produce 2 pages per week for me. Right. So I get 2 pages from one, I get 2 pages from the other. Well, it's 2 pages from one, and then 5 pages every 2 weeks from the other one. And then I have a couple of color artists, and they do the same thing. And yeah, if I had more capital, I could hire those 1 or 2 other guys or ladies that I'd want to work with. And that's always the tough part. It's just like, I have a project that's finite, but it's long. It's like I'm 1,800 pages in, and I probably got another 1,800 pages to go. So it's like, So it's one of those things where it's just like, I want to see this to the end,
Mhm.
and it's just, for me, it's like, if I have the more people I have working on it, the quicker I can get it done. And what's funny is, I have more fun putting it all together, right, than I do like releasing it. I like looking at it and I'm like, oh, I got it, it's nice. Then it's, and it, me collecting money for it, it literally goes into my hand and goes into theirs. So it's not like I ever benefit from that. So it's like, for me, getting it and looking at it is the real joy, so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, Mr. J, your frustrations.
Not enough time in the day. Forget about. No, I can't say forget about money, because I know if the money was in, we could bring more people in to take care of the back of the house stuff that I am constantly doing, and that is starting to dominate more and more of the day as I grow, right? And going back to what Josh said again, I'm gonna, I don't want to fall out of love with comics. I don't. But I find myself doing less creative and more business stuff, to keep the gears turning than anything else, right? We got Comic-Con this week, and holy shit! No matter how much you think you are ready, you are not ready. You're not ready for. I mean, for me, this is Super Bowl weekend. I don't know how other people see it coming up. I don't do San Diego. This is going to be my biggest show of the year, and I want to capitalize on that. I want to have things ready for what's coming down the pipe, so we could present it, so we could get eyes on it, so we get people starting to talk about it. And that on top of what I need to do, and then what else is coming up is just like, goddamn, it's all colliding gloriously. Right? I am 100% Patrick Swayze in Point Break. I am finding the biggest motherfucking wave that I can find, because it's gonna be fun, right? And they're never gonna find my body at the end of it. I'm gonna be drowned in a mess of my own making. I really am. Probably die a hoarder's death with all these offset printed books.
Yeah, let's just hope they don't fall on you. That'll probably what it'll do.
What do you mean they don't? They have. They don't fall on me again. And the thing is, I pack shit like Tetris, right? And the shit that I always need is always the shit that ends up on the bottom. So I've got to unpack everything the fuck else just to get that piece, right? And again, it comes back to not having enough time, because it takes time to get all of that shit to ship out those few books that came up in orders that week.
All right, cool. Tony, for some reason, Daphne missed your answer.
Oh,
It's okay. I told her to rewatch the video.
oh, it's my answer was visibility.
Visibility. There you go. No, I told her. I said you answered first. I was like, I did not skip it. You went first.
Yeah.
All right. So, real quick, I got a real quick question. This one this was for Larry. All right, Larry Higgins from Niobe. All right, because I know he's been going. Huh?
For or from?
For. It's for him, from him, however you want to phrase it. Okay. Right. So he's been going through this stuff. I guess Brian Pulido had somebody infringe on his rights. They did a Lady Death cosplay cover, but not for one of his books, but for one of their books. And he was more than pissed because of it. And he went after this person, and I guess they squashed it. But Larry's been going on because he's done some of these covers, which I found interesting. And I don't think there's anything wrong with it. But his question is, or was, because I saw him do a video on it, are cosplay covers copyright infringement? Right? I mean, that's the thought. And like, how do you guys feel about that, about cosplay covers? And just to explain what a cosplay cover is real quick, it's like, you have your character and you dress them up as an X-Men or whatever. You know what I mean? So
it's not an actual live person taking a photo shoot and finding the best image to put it on the cover. So
Right.
they're doing an homage of the costume of something that's popular. Yes.
Right. Like we've all seen the homage covers, right? But this one's a little different because let's say you dress like if I was to take Oswald and dress him up as Deadpool.
So let me. Okay,
Right.
I'm sorry. Before we go any further, I want to get all the details.
Clarify,
On
go
this,
ahead.
right? So let's say having the character of your book, your lead, dressed up in say a Captain America costume,
Correct.
would be a cosplay cover, right? And that would
Correct.
be like Captain America's rights holder coming after you for dressing up Oswald in your Captain America style cover. Yes?
Right. Correct. So
Okay.
see, in my case, since he's a mouse, I could say parody very easily.
Right.
You know?
Because all right, I'm using that example because I've seen Lady Death dressed up as Captain America in multiple covers.
That's funny. That's funny and ironic. Because I haven't seen that, but that's funny.
Right? So I mean, it's not the stars, but it's the blue and the red and the white stripes, and skulls instead of stars. I mean, that's what I'm trying to play off of here, right? So you're pissed off that somebody's doing the same thing that you're making a buck off of doing. Now, I'm saying this also with the fact that I am a big Polito fan, and I have ordered many of his books, right? And I like the way he does business, and I've tried to model myself off of doing some of the things that he's done. But am I wrong in saying that he's getting upset for somebody doing something that he's done?
That's an interesting spin on it. All right, nice. I like it. Let's Josh, let's start with you.
I mean, it's a tough call. I mean, you kind of talked about like Oswald, and it could be like parody, So I guess it really just depends on how far you take it. It's so tough to say. I think the safe bet that I've always sat in is just don't take it too far. Don't make it so close that it's like you're clearly just. If you have a humanoid character that's like with the build of Captain America, and you do a cosplay cover of Captain America, it's like, okay, you're getting real close to it being a little too similar. I think you got to make sure you add your own like flair to it. But
okay,
it's hard to say. I feel like once you start using other people's characters, you have to know that you're open for fair game for somebody coming at you. I think that's it.
All right, cool. Sam, what are your thoughts?
Well, there is a complicated question for me particularly. First thing I actually have to say is that I cannot interpret whether or not it's infringement or not. And the reason I say that is because my morning job, my daytime job, my first job of the two I have, Sonoma being the second, is I work for the courts. And as a court employee and in the state of Kentucky, we have criminal penalties for unauthorized practice of law, including interpretation of statute or rule of law. So can't make a determination on if it's infringement or not. That said, I think that parody has long been a practice in comics. When it is parody, I think that the safest bet for that is one of two things. Either one, communicate with the rights holder that you're going to be playing off, and just give them a heads up. Say, hey, we're doing a parody, or we're doing an homage to this particular thing. There are certain similarities, but it's not sufficient to trespass on your IP. Or two, just focus on your own IP and just don't do it in the first place. There are pros and cons to both. The first one, of course, gets more eyes with people seeing stuff that's potentially more familiar to them than your IP is. The second, however, avoids the risk entirely and lets you focus more on growing the audience specifically for the recognition of your IP, which is a long roundabout way of saying that there's not one good, correct answer for this query, in my opinion. I think that if you want to, say, do a parody of Captain America, reach out to Marvel, see what you can do about, clarifying that with their legal team. I would probably start with them rather than the Disney lawyers. The Disney lawyers have enough on their hands at the moment. But like if someone, for example, wanted to do a parody of something from 47, they wanted to do a parody of our version of Yoshio, for example. Well, I mean, Yoshio is a historical character, so I mean, you're really only playing on our anthropomorphic form of it. But I mean, yeah, talk to us and we'll see what we can look at, make sure we're not, in infringement territory, and go from there. If it's like Reign of Ages, now that has already come up, and we worked that out with the person who wanted to do something with it. So we handled that, and everything's in writing, and everything's cool. We're probably going to see that more and more in indie comics I don't know if you guys have noticed this trend, but I'm seeing more and more people starting to not really clone, but closely parallel certain IPs by indie creators.
Wasn't that book Jinkies?
Yeah, I mean, there's some other stuff too. I saw something that looked a lot like Zombie Tramp recently, which raised an eyebrow for me. I saw something that looked, kind of like Ninja Bimbos by Max DeVille, but I mean, just a little bit different off of some of the character stuff. So, it was, but they ended up canceling their campaign anyway, so it wasn't a big deal. But just little things like that. Just keep an eye on your IP, guys. Make sure that you're going through the hassle of filing your trademarks. Sustain your trademark by keeping your IP in publication. And, if someone rips you off, fall on them like the rain in a storm.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I don't blame Brian at all for protecting his stuff. He's been through way too much to risk other people trespassing on his IP.
And I'm there. I'm with you on that, right? Again, I am saying I'm a big fan of Brian Pulido.
Mm-hmm.
I am.
Same.
I am. Right? But can I show this to the Calderon for a second? Can I present
I forgot about the whole thing where they did the Captain Death thing. I forgot about that. That was kind of cool, though.
Right,
Yeah,
but
sure.
it's not just Captain Death.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Did I present it to you? Right? You look, Captain Death, Green Lantern.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Right? Right? Fuck it. Let's, Captain Death, Captain Marvel.
Mm-hmm.
Again, I'm not out here trying to knock Pulido. I'm not. I am a big fan of him. Right?
But I do think one of the distinctions is that he named it Captain Death, whereas the person who actually infringed on it named it a Lady Death.
That's different. That's different.
Right.
That's why I was asking for a little bit more clarity, because I wasn't fully understanding, I guess. Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to use the New York cliche, don't start none, won't be none.
Yeah.
Right.
But there's a thin line between parody, right? Appropriation, homage, and like Quinton over here. I'm not a part of the court system, right? But I'm the layman dude, right? So I can't define all the specifics of it.
Right.
So that's why I'm falling into the don't start one, no, don't start none, won't be none kind of
There is a lot of nuance in that too. There really is.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope it's cleared up for him. I really do.
Yeah. Well, hold on, John. What are your thoughts on it?
Oh man, you guys took it from one end to the other. I honestly, I thought it was a cool cover, but I don't own either of those properties. It seems kind of, that's a hard thing to say. I can't imagine somebody ripping off one of the Vikings from Road to Valhalla. How would I even know for sure it was the right one? Yeah, I don't.
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard thing to call. I mean, but yeah, Pulido's busted his ass for all these years.
Yes.
To have someone come in and sneak something out on him, it seems kind of. I could feel for him for it, but at the same time, like he said, he did it himself, and I think that's been going back like way back, obviously. But you call it parody, right? So yeah, I don't think there's any harm in parody, but I don't think it's going to hurt Lady Death sales, is it?
Mhm.
So yeah.
Oh yeah, I doubt it.
No, but it's somebody chasing the rub, right?
Yeah, I mean, if they did it once, you can almost let it slide. But then they start doing it every month because that's working for them. That'd be bad. That'd be a problem.
Right.
Or somebody else is doing it every month, right? That would be a problem too because you let it slide. So yeah, I don't know what the answer to it is altogether, but I'm a big fan of parody.
How many times has that George Perez cover from I was going to say Final Crisis, from Crisis on Infinite Earths?
Oh my God, way too many times.
Right?
Same with the Phoenix cover from 137.
Or how about that Spider-Man 300?
Yep.
Yeah.
Right?
So look,
So
here's
much of that's
the
happened. I don't ever want to see any of them again.
Right.
yeah. So
Now-
that's the cover in question.
For Lady Death?
The lady that this is the one. The other person, I don't even know who this person is, and I guess that's her face.
Yeah, she got no eyes and whatnot.
Yeah, obviously they took some artistic license with it. But this is the lady. This is the cover she produced. This isn't one of Polito's covers. This is somebody else's cover.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
This is the parody.
Right.
So
Yeah,
I mean,
that's like right in the middle there. That gives it right away, right?
Yep. Well, I think the costume is very similar, but I think
similar.
also she called it a Lady Death cover.
Yeah, that's asking
And
for it.
Right, and I think that's where she probably crossed the line with it.
I
You
think
know what
you're
I mean?
right.
Yeah.
Would it have been crossing the line if she said a Lady Death homage? Right? I don't know. I mean,
Or maybe
she doesn't have stark white skin.
No.
Right. I mean, I don't know what the lady's name is. Let's say Mary. Let's say her name was Mary, just for argument's sake. If she said, "Oh, this is a Mary Death cover," right?
Okay.
Right. Or let's say if I do a Oswald Mouse of Death cover, right? Right.
And
I'd like to see that actually.
I don't know what trademark Brian holds. Does he hold the slogan, right? The phrase "Lady Death"? Does he hold the image of the Lady Death in its particular font together? Does he hold, the trademark on the stark white skin with the oversized boobs and the S&M costume with the scythe? I don't know what it is. Is he within his rights to protect this stuff? Of course. Do I want to see what happens if it goes to court? Yeah, because that will define a hell of a lot, right? I mean, in the scope of this, how many people are out there we said this last week. How many people are out there in conventions doing unauthorized prints?
Mm-hmm.
Right? And that's their whole game. Oh, I'm a comic book artist. No, you're not. Motherfucker, you're a print jockey, bro. You just, you're paying 60 cents for a couple hundred prints of something that you did in 20 minutes on Photoshop. Come on, man. So, no, it's not going to court. Okay.
No.
It's all over. Okay. All right.
Yeah, they talked it out, which was cool.
Okay.
Yeah, because going to federal court on that would be
That's
a
expensive.
huge. Well, yeah, but I mean, you're looking at damages and
More money than any of them make in a year.
Yeah, I mean, she'd be working for years to pay off the damages on that.
Right. I mean, how many cosplayers name themselves their first name / whatever superhero, right? And that's their whole. Forget about handle. That becomes their persona.
Yeah, and I mean, and listen, look. Here's the thing. I said we're gonna go for Lady Death, right? I mean, and the thing is, we're gonna go from Lady Death and that sort of thing, and we're gonna just shoot right into Masters and Monsters.
Yeah.
Oh, Monsters and Masters.
That's the new Liam Sharp cover there.
Nice. Very nice. John, do you want me to play this video?
Yeah, sure. It's a little long.
It's a little long because I made.
It's like almost 2 minutes.
Oh,
that's
2 minutes is
nothing.
fine.
Okay.
The longest.
Some
15.
people, I was told by many people that's way too long.
Oh no, it's when it starts getting up to 6 minutes or 5 minutes, that's really long. 2 minutes, okay, we can live with
Cool.
that.
Shit, I plugged a full 2-hour live stream into that.
That's the first time I've heard it through a laptop.
That is good
Yeah.
work, dude.
Yeah, is that KJ's?
No, that's a guy named Imon Ka from
Oh, okay.
Philippines. He did that cover there.
Nice.
Thank you. Yep,
It was
not
very-
cheap,
I'm sure.
but we connected on the story. He really liked the story, and he within a few minutes started sending me the character designs you're seeing here now, and we just went from there. 3 issues, 44 pages each, and we're hoping to get it out. It'll come out one way or the other. I mean, I'll figure out how to get it out if the Kickstarter doesn't get there.
Wait, all 3 issues are involved in this one campaign?
No, it's just the one.
Okay, and how many pages did you say again?
44.
God damn! And how much is the book?
I think Keith is selling it for like $8, $9.
Okay,
eight something. Yeah.
44 pages, black and white. That render looking good, dude.
Thank you. Yeah, he's really he's a great storyteller. He blew my mind with some of these pages. And in New York, we're gonna have a couple ash cans with the first 12 pages with a Hector Rodriguez cover and maybe the Liam Sharp cover if I can get it printed in time, which I mean I just got the other day. So trying to get a ash can put together for that is going to be a struggle. But and basically if you come to the table and you go to the back of the book where the code is, and you buy, you contribute to the campaign right there in front of us. We'll give you the ash can for free.
Nice. What booth are you going to be in New York?
Shit, dude. Small press. I don't have it right in front of me.
Yeah. When I was talking to everybody before the show, why didn't you say anything?
I think I said something before you came on. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
We're talking about New York before you showed up. So
I'm
sorry.
Okay, I came
My
in late.
bad.
Mea culpa. All right. So
No
you're going to be a small press also?
Yes. Yep.
Where to
Me,
be?
Keith, and Hector are going to be there. GWP.
GWP. Okay.
Yep. We'll have the giant Road to Valhalla banner.
All right.
Our last book, our last series.
Nice. And this is, you said it's going to be a 3-issue limited series?
3-issue limited series. Yep.
Nice.
And we're working, like I said, we're working on a page now to kind of revamp it and try and make it pop a bit.
Nice.
It's sharp. That artwork is incredible.
Yeah, man.
Thank you. Yeah, he's something else.
Agreed.
He's something else. But there's a slight language barrier. I mean, he's done work for Marvel and Dynamite and Zenoscope, and I think he's even done something for DC. So yeah, he's pretty accomplished. I don't understand. I'm not quite sure how I got his hooks in, but yeah, like I said, I just saw something he had posted online and I liked it, and we started talking about samurai movies, and one thing led to another. We started talking about Dracula and horror movies, and I had already had the story and just laid it on him, and he was hot to do it.
Nice.
So yeah, I keep asking him all the time, "Oh, you're gonna do all 3 issues, right?" Yeah, I'm in.
Yeah, no, that's really cool though, man. I mean, that's
Thank
awesome.
you. Thank you. I got to get, like I said, we're gonna get Liam's cover on there, and the whole cover. It's not on there yet. It was just that little black piece that you showed earlier.
Right.
But like I said, we're working on it. I think we kind of jumped the gun when we did. So we didn't know we were going to get the Liam cover. So or this one, because I had been asking for a cover for a while and it didn't show up, and then all of a sudden it did. So
how much lead time did you give the book before you launched?
I don't know. I mean, how long was I working on it essentially?
No, like the pre-launch page. How much pre-promotion did you have getting people involved and making them aware about the book before you launched?
Keith took care of a lot of that, and I want to say he did that for about 2 weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, but like we reached out to a lot of the podcasting people, and some shows we were able to get on, some we weren't. But me taking off for Europe didn't help things, that's for sure. But that trip was planned before we launched. So.
Yeah, I mean, but I mean, he might want to do 30 days in advance.
Yeah, next time. Yeah. Like I said, I didn't want to. I definitely prefer to have everything in place before we jump. So.
Yeah, but the art looks incredible, man. It's really, really nice.
Thanks. It's just a matter of hooking people. Again, everybody we show it to is blown away, especially even by just the concept art.
Yeah.
But it doesn't seem like they're all pulling the trigger.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, we can talk after the show. There's some stuff you can try out. Have you guys been doing link swaps with people or update swaps?
We have, yeah. We've done a lot. I mean, I think this project has got more attention than any of the Road to Valhalla Kickstarters that did.
Right.
And like I said, we've got some big pros who are backing the book and talking about it on their Facebook pages and their social media. But people are coming and looking at it and saying, we got 15 days. Or, I got 25 days. I got this. I got that.
Gotcha. All right. I mean, listen, man. I mean, yeah, it's a tough road, but look, we're pulling for you, and we're gonna try to get you there.
Thank you.
I mean, because the book looks awesome, and listen, there are plenty of books that exist that shouldn't, and this is one of those books that should exist. So we're gonna try to make this happen.
Brilliant. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right, cool, man. I mean, looks awesome.
Yeah. Mindy did a great job with the letters, and the whole thing's come together really nice. Every time the pages roll in, I'm constantly amazed. I don't usually have to change much, or he'll talk me into it. Oh, I thought about this instead. Okay, good enough for me. Let's roll. It's been a great experience working with him. So, like I said, I'm looking forward to getting the other 2 done, and we've got a lot of people supporting it. It's just not a lot of people opening their wallets.
It's been tough. I ran a campaign not too long ago that was literally having me pull my hair out of my head. It was just like, I don't got much hair left anyway, so it was just like, kicking my ass. It was just one of those things. I mean, I made it to goal, and then what's funny is I've made it to goal, and I've had like 6 backers not drop, when they don't fulfill.
Right.
It's just like, and then Kickstarter, of course, sent me the survey. what would you like to see us change? Collect their money the second they pledge. How does that sound?
Yeah, really.
You
We
know?
had that at the end of Road to Valhalla. We lost some guy pledged $300 and then pulled out at the last second.
Wow.
Yeah.
We had a few of those.
Yeah. I mean, and
It seems like
it's
just
heart-wrenching.
fun for them.
Yeah. It's heart wrenching. All right, so we're going from monsters to witches.
Oh, it's us.
Yes, it's you.
So I do things. I do weird things sometimes. And this is probably one of them. This is our first time taking part in the Kickstarter Witch Starter season, and having just finished our Tibby Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms campaign, and we're waiting on those books to come in from the printer so we can fulfill. Decided to play along with everyone, and we created our Tibby as a Cute Witch art print campaign. It was going to be like an NYCC exclusive, and now it's NYCC exclusive plus Kickstarter. The book, obviously it's done, or rather the print's done. We've actually already ordered these. The small ones are already in. The 11 by 17s and 18 by 24s will be meeting me in Bushkill on Tuesday. And we're going to be start shipping these on the 17th after I come back from, actually it'll go out on the 18th, but we'll send out the backer surveys once we end on the 17th, and then start shipping them out the next morning. And the idea is to try and get it to everybody in time for Halloween, so they have their cute witch decor to celebrate the witchy season. Cool. And so it's nice, easy, fun little thing to do. And we are funded. We only had a $100 goal because, like I said, we're doing this anyway. Mm-hmm. And it's just a beautiful piece of art by Damian Torres. Obviously, we put low-res versions on the page, but she's our girl, and we love her.
Nice piece.
Yeah,
I'm a fan of witches and mushrooms, so
you should definitely. We're expecting and hoping, I guess I should say, that our print run will meet us in Bushkill on Wednesday or Thursday. So there was a few problems with that, but we're working with the printer to resolve it and hope to see them there. But yeah, we'll have plenty of these beautiful little pieces, the bigger ones, right there.
Very nice.
And you're in small press as well?
I'm on the main floor.
Yeah. Okay.
So what's your table number? So everybody
3943.
39.
There you go. If you're in New York Comic Con, 3943.
We'll have these there for you. So there's a thing on the campaign. It says if you're going to NYCC, you don't pledge to the campaign, just come to the booth. Because it's actually cheaper at the con, because we don't. All of our tiers include shipping in the United States and the territories. So like the 4x6 is just $5. Obviously, a big portion of that's the shipping. The 11 by 17 is $25. Again, yay shipping. And then 18 by 24 is $30. Yay shipping.
Oh, yeah.
You know.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah, we want to get these two folks hopefully a few days before Halloween hits. So
nice.
All right, cool. I love the dinosaur head in that thing.
Yeah, it harks back to the issue 1 book. Of course, all the digitals have been fulfilled on that, and then we're just waiting on those print copies. I do have to reformat the holochrome ones because the Comics Wellspring format's a little different. So they sent that back to me and say, hey, there's this thing. So I've got to go in and redo the whole file. So I'll probably do that tonight after we get done here, and then send it on back to them.
All right, cool. Very nice. I just like it because it looks like cake.
Yeah, it is actually a cake display that the dino head's resting in. And we're thinking about doing something like this for the Christmas season as well. Try and do something like late November for about 2 weeks, and maybe do like a fun little Christmas card thing or a Christmas poster thing for folks to enjoy at the holidays.
All right, very nice.
That's a really fun idea.
Yeah, Mark.
Nice.
Hey, JD, can I go next? I have another podcast breathing down my neck. I just want to make sure.
Yes. You were up next regardless.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Cool.
All right. There we go. All right. Do you want me to play this video?
Yeah, it's only a minute long.
All right. Cool.
Welcome back, readers. When we last left Los Angeles, Alan Miller, our ex-detective, had nightmares about strange beings. He was tasked with finding out who killed Detective Patrick Burke, a man whose heart had been removed. With no leads, Miller had a run-in with a UFO, who informed him that a shapeshifter knocked off Perkins. The kicker? The monster also hides within Central Police Station, alongside Alan's fellow officers. Alan deemed his experience utterly bonkers, until he found the UFO he encountered yapping to the captain. The detective barged in to let the alien have it, but instead found Alice Tate, his new partner. The stage is set. The hard-nosed detective and the eager rookie set off to find their elusive killer. In our next chapter, the two traverse 1940s Los Angeles, meeting UFOs hiding in plain sight as their mystery gets stranger by the day. Meanwhile, the shapeshifter remains at large, hunting down the other detectives of Central Station. Book 2 is penned by Mr. Tony James, a writer of sorts, lover of old noir and science fiction. Turning with vigor are his three able-bodied artists, aces in their own field, much like our detective. And hot diggity dog, get a load of our new rewards. Many of them are exclusive to this very Kickstarter. Be sure to peruse the add-ons as well. Commemorate your purchase with these additional items. Don't be a fuddy-duddy. Back Star Noir today. It's the only way to defeat the communists.
Love it. Love it.
I love the popping.
Thank-
You know, the audio popping. It's hilarious.
That was good.
Yeah. That was awesome.
Yeah, so this is the second book in the series. We were successful, raised over 10K last year, and then I actually took it to Indiegogo where we raised another 5K. So we made it. We made the first book, and so yeah, now we just jumped right back in, you know, because all the scripts are all written. The team loves the series that we're working on. So yeah, we just decided to continue on the story. And actually, this campaign is in much better shape this time around. At this point in the campaign, last time we were at 20K or 20%, and now we're at like 41%. So in the same amount of time, so we're doing much better.
Nice.
Cool. So
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
cool.
so this is issue 2. How many issues you've in this?
There are 6. There are 6 in this. So there's yeah, all the scripts are written. And yeah, we literally finished one and then jumped into the next book. And then now we have it all presented.
Gotcha. Now, just out of curiosity, like, so this is issue 2. When do you expect issue 3 to pop off?
Hopefully sooner. Sooner than it took about from Kickstarter to actually people having in their hands. It was just under a year. So I'm trying to beat that this time around.
Gotcha. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah, so it's been really fun. Getting less gripe about my price points this time around, which is nice.
Okay. What was the gripes they were hitting you with?
I don't know. It seems I don't know. It seems that there is a contingent of comics creators who think that no matter what the book is, it should be sold for $10. And I just don't agree with that. I agree with trying to find an attractive price point. I definitely agree with that. But not $10. Because as we said in the beginning of the stream, I'll lose my shirt.
Right, because I saw it's 46 pages?
Yeah, and this the second book is 48 pages, so it's a little longer.
Okay.
So how much is the book?
Definitely.
It's with shipping it's $35.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good looking book, man. I mean, it's gorgeous.
Yeah.
And obviously, like you said, you're at 41%. So I mean, you know, you got 39 days to go.
Yeah.
How long is that's a lot of time.
Yeah.
Oof. Oh boy. Okay. All right, Tony.
When did you launch?
Last Tuesday, the 3rd.
Okay. So you haven't even hit the valley yet.
What?
Yeah.
You haven't even hit your valley yet.
Oh no, yeah, bathtub. We're I know it's coming, but
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it was 45 days you're running it?
Yeah, 45. That's how long we did the last one.
Okay.
Gotcha. Yeah, dude, I do 21 days, and I'm like, Jesus is taking too long.
Yeah, you can't knock him. He did 10 grand, 45 days. Way to be, bro.
Yo, no, this is true, man. Yeah, that's true.
You know?
Yeah. So obviously,
and the response to the first book has been really, really strong. People have really, it's really the first book that I made that really sort of broke through the noise for the first time. So there are people who are like their first Kickstarter is their first book that they back on Kickstarter is this book, which is pretty cool.
nice.
What's your favorite reward on the whole campaign?
Well, I do like the pinup. It was kind of a co-idea between me and the artist to sort of, there's so much NSFW stuff on Kickstarter, so it was a way for us to sort of meet in the middle to kind of cater to that while we still kind of fit within our own within the 1940s noir setting. Yeah. And we just we like recreated a 1940s pinup with this character Stella Belafonte, who is a club singer that we meet in the second book, and yeah, so we made a pinup with her. So I really love the way that came out.
Yeah, it came out really nice. Listen, I mean, you're well on your way. So I mean, you're gonna make it because you did it the first time. You're definitely gonna do it this time.
Yeah.
So, all right, cool. Tony, I mean,
That's a great one.
Yeah, great looking book, man.
Thank you.
Gorgeous. All right, cool. But, Tony, before you step off, because I know you have to go.
Well, I don't have to go right now. I'm just.
okay.
I wanted to get it out of the way so I didn't have to like leave.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I was totally gonna burn the bridge on the other show and be like, I hope your internet service fucking drops out in the middle of the thing.
No. I just didn't want the other books to go, and then I'm like halfway through pitching my book, and then I have to leave.
Right. Okay, gotcha.
Where's the other show? Where's the host based out of?
Austin, Texas.
Fuck Texas. You're joking.
It's not Sam Vera, is it? No.
No.
Oh, okay. All right, Josh. So this one's yours, right?
Yo.
That's right.
Nice. All right. Do you want me to play this video?
Yeah, it's not too long.
All right, hold on.
In a world filled with chaos, there stands only one. Sorry, no, that voice is all wrong. Let's try this again. Earth City is in constant danger. But it does have one defender, one hero, one astronaut high schooler. Astronaut high schooler is always ready to spring into action to defend Earth City. But who is astronaut high schooler? And where they get that cool magic bat from? No one knows! But one thing is certain. Wherever danger looms, astronaut high schooler will be ready for it. Join our hero as they charge fearlessly into their second action-packed adventure, straight from the mind of J.R. Harris. Astronaut High Schooler! Get your copy today.
I love all of that.
That looked cool.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, we had this was the first time like I didn't make the video. I always am the one to animate and voice over, and we had someone else do it this time, and it was like weird because like I'm waiting like what's the video gonna look like and how's it gonna feel, and I loved it. They added so much like the right attitude to it because it's an all ages book, but it's meant to be very tongue in cheek. It's making fun of the monster of the week kind of thing, and for the actual Kickstarter, we did a webcomic form where the characters are actually talking to the audience about the book, and it's just very silly and very like very loose, very very goofy, and I think it turned out really good.
Oh no, it looks awesome, man. I mean, so yeah, so this is the second adventure. Is it a limited series or is it just a series of adventures?
Well, we do have plans to actually make it an ongoing series with like a through plot line. The first issue was just kind of like a pilot to kind of get the world, like to get people used to the world. It came out a couple years ago. I didn't even do a Kickstarter for it. It was just a fun little project I did. And then Lucky 33 Comics here, they said, hey, why don't we make it a series and why don't we, help you produce it? And then, I'm writing out a full plot that like it starts off as being a monster of the week where the city literally resets itself. Everybody wears the same clothes. It's like everybody thinks they're in a cartoon, and then all of a sudden things like shift and suddenly the cartooniness breaks away and people are starting to change clothes and monsters are appearing and they shouldn't be. And so it really plays with a formula. And so it starts off formulaic, Monster of the Week, but then it starts to turn into a long form series.
Gosh. Nice. I mean, listen, man, it looks like a lot of fun.
Thank you. Yeah, this is actually the stuff I usually work on, and initially when I started working on it was in like 2020. I was working on like real heavy like noir detective, type stuff, and like it just kind of dawned on me that like I wanted to work on something silly and just have no worry about like the quality of necessarily like it has to be a perfect story and all these characters have all these arcs, and it was like, why don't I just do something really dumb and off the wall and just and that's what came together.
Gotcha. Very nice.
And we hit our goal, and so we are just in stretch goal territory, unlocking trading cards, and we have like an extra like an ash can that we want to like put together for cons, and so we might hit that stretch goal. We only have 9 days to go, so we'll see what we hit.
All right, sounds good, man. I mean,
congratulations, man.
Yeah.
Did you do a 30-day on this one?
33 days. That's a Lucky 33 exclusive. They always do 33 days for their Kickstarters.
Gotcha. Okay, well that's fair. Like I said, I go nuts at like 21 days. I've been like, take it to
I was like, should we do a shorter one? I kind of want to do a shorter one, but like we talked about it, and it was a good plan to go that way. But I've seen that you do the shorter ones, and I'm like, one of these times I'm gonna try it.
Oh, forget it. But the next one, I'm looking at 14 days.
God damn.
You're gonna just do like a 7-day at one point.
Yeah, right. Or a 3-day.
Probably. Yeah, I'll be like Tom. I'm gonna put on my big boy pants and like do a 7-day one like Tom.
What do you do? Tom did like a 4-day campaign last time.
I know.
He did a weekend campaign. I'm like, son of a gun.
Tom's a nut, man. That guy is awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah. All right. All right, Jay, you got another question? What's up? I gave you plenty of time to think of one. No?
Yeah, come on, man. How you gonna drop this on me like this, bro? You don't have no prep time, bro. I mean,
He's too mesmerized.
All right, look, I got a question. Because unlike you, I come prepared.
All right, I don't come prepared for nothing.
Yes. All right. Here's something. Since all of us do campaigns, I'm sure all of us have purchased campaigns. So here's a question. What is the one thing you look for in a campaign that will get you to buy or pledge from a campaign? So let's start with Josh.
I feel like I want to see a little personality in the campaign. Like if I go on there, and I mean I am going right off of what I've started to do with my campaigns is like if I go on there and it's like I have a hard time navigating. Like obviously the artwork's going to bring me in. That's kind of a given. If the artwork is just so good, I'm sold sometimes. But other times I'm like, I want to know more about it. I want to know what these guys are like. And if I like go on there and I just cannot connect with like the creator and I don't even know who the creator is very well. Like I see their name obviously, but like if I don't see really any personality in the Kickstarter, I'm less inclined. But sometimes the artwork's just too good. The story concept's too good. It depends.
All right, fair enough. So that means you're never backing one of Rosario's books because no personality from that.
Exactly. No.
What? What?
All right, Jay, that's your turn to talk.
You see who I am? I'm the one that makes fucking steak sizzle, baby. Come on, man. Get the hell out of here with that shit.
Jay, we love you. We're just joking.
No.
Sam?
I the concepts and the structure of what the story being told, what I see on display there is definitely going to be a huge factor. But after doing this for a few years, I also kind of catch myself start looking at the numbers to see if like maybe the plan is solidly put together. Do these price points make sense? Does the shipping make sense? Am I going to be contributing to someone ruining themselves because they put a book on for $9 and didn't charge shipping, that kind of thing. And since most of my money I keep in Sonoma, I usually stick to digital. For some folks, certain mouse themed comics, for example, I'll go print copies sometimes, but I usually stick to digital.
I buy Disney too. I buy Disney stuff too. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that. I love
But
that little mouse.
yeah, I look for cool concepts. I look for stuff that makes me smile or makes me laugh, and then if it makes sense and I can afford it, yeah.
All right, cool. And this is why I tell everybody, get an LLC. All of these purchases are write-offs.
Yeah. We've been registered since 2017, and
Yeah,
every single thing goes into my deduction list. My poor accountant.
It's like, oh, I got another one. There you go. John, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, obviously the art is what kind of sucks you in, but as you're reading what the story is about, if there's any meat there, yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking for. Something that moves me in the story, even if it's just like something fun, Yeah, that's what I'm looking for.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm always looking for something, something different. But of course, I love noir as well. That's where I come from. Is a lot of the noir stuff. So yeah, I guess that's what I look for: the art and the story. If the story can move me, I never look at the numbers. I probably should.
Gotcha. All right, cool. Tony, what are you looking for?
Just a complete creative vision. Sometimes you see stories that are kind of half baked, not really, fully fleshed out. And it really doesn't matter what the genre is. I would back something that is maybe like YA or something that's not to my taste, so long as it just has like a very clear, full vision. That's what I like to see the most.
All right, that's cool. Mr. Rosario.
All right, everything that everybody said. So I'm in agreement with all of that. So let me add. I like to see when the shipping is baked into the price. I don't like to pledge and then find out later, oh, you're charging me $15 shipping for a 22-page book. Blah blah. I am a numbers guy too. Sometimes you can see when like Sam said, when
what's up,
it's just a wreck, and it's unfortunate because you want to help those people, but most of them ain't gonna listen, so why waste your time? Yeah, I like to see my shipping prices baked into the reward tiers itself. Now, not saying that they don't know what they're doing, just whatever it's going to be for U.S. shipping, just put it in there.
Mm-hmm. That's fair enough. For myself, I got a few things. One, obviously, is
what do you mean a few? You said one. So what's the one thing?
The first thing
rules when it comes to him. Fucking
guy.
What are
you talking about? Do you have more? Add more.
What's the one thing that you look for in a campaign? And you're like, oh, I got a few things. No, pick one.
So go for it.
Fucking greedy.
Go.
No.
Because you don't got nothing else. That's why you're just talking shit again.
I got a bunch of shit, but you can pick one. Pick one, bitch. Pick one. I got a question. Pick one.
Now you got a question. It took you long enough to formulate it.
I had to take a few years to figure one out. Go ahead.
All right. The first thing I look at is the artwork. But if you really want to get me,
again, with
right?
The first thing.
Yeah, it's the artwork, obviously the story, and the genre, because those are the things I'm looking for, right? But one of the other things you could really do to get me is this trading cards and coins. For some reason I like coins.
Gotcha.
I don't know why. Yeah. So
you like
ask your question.
All right. Okay. Good. I'm gonna ask mine now.
No, but wait. So hold on, John. You were gonna say something because I know that's way more important than his question.
You like the Lovecraft PI stuff?
Yes.
Yeah, that guy's got great coins.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the books. Love the books.
Yeah. All right, cool. So, Mr. Rosario, please continue.
This is a very profound question. I'm not sure if everybody
I doubt that highly.
Understand the weight that comes behind this question, but what'll turn you off the most from a campaign?
It's funny. That's the B question to this question.
You son of a bitch.
Go ahead. Let's go with Tony because I know you're short on time. So,
something I think about a lot is when a creator is overcharging, like the price point is too high, where you just kind of go, there needs to be more objectivity with what you're offering and the price point. So if it's too high, where you're just like, this is $40 for a 20-page book, like that's too much. So yeah, just when the price point's too high.
Right.
Okay, that's fair.
With that one.
That's fair. Josh.
Yeah, I was going to say the price point definitely, and something to kind of expand on that. Like I got a book a little recently, like it was the dimensions were smaller than I was anticipating, so I got a the size of it was smaller, but I was still paying for easily a regular sized 30-page book, and so I was a little caught off guard by that. And when I went back, there was like no mention of the size, and I was like, I assumed, but maybe spell it out a little bit if you're not going to do, your normal comic book. It was caught me off guard.
All right. Fair enough. Sam, what are your thoughts on it?
What turns me off? Promotion that's based on nonsensical internet drama.
Oh.
That I just wash my hands and I go look for someone who's focusing on their art and less on, trying to make noise on the internet. You want a really good way to make sure you don't get my money? Go out making a scene, making an ass of yourself in public with other creators. It just doesn't suit me.
Yeah, I'm with that.
Definitely agree. I agree with that.
Okay. John, what are your thoughts?
Oddly enough, if it's nothing but a big TNA fest. And I'm a huge fan of TNA, but I have to admit, when I see them and you kind of flip through them, and it's just poorly digitized breasts and asses. I don't get why people spend their money on that. There's plenty of real breast and asses free all over the place.
Yeah,
but people are buying this stuff. I don't understand it. Most of the time, I don't even give it much of a look. But I mean, if it's Brian Pulido, it's different.
Nice. All right, cool. What's my main turnoff? I mean, here's the funny thing for me. During the campaign, I usually am not turned off. It depends on what it is. Obviously, you got poor art, whatever. I usually get turned off. I tend to buy a lot of first issues, right? And I'll get that first issue, and then that will, on the fact that I read that first issue, will be whether or not I buy the second. Well, not so much the second issue, whether or not I buy the trade, because that's honestly what I'm really looking for out of anybody. Because I love trades. And so usually it's getting that first book. That's usually my first turnoff. I get it, I read it, and hopefully it does it for me, and I'll be there for that trade, because that's usually what I'm looking for. And I buy that first issue usually just as a gauge. If you can hook me, you're gonna get me on that trade eventually whenever you put it out. So that's usually my big thing. But I mean, as far as a turnoff on the campaign. I've paid some ridiculous prices for some stuff. So, I mean, the name was Mike Mignola on it, but whatever. It's, it was an expensive campaign. It was one, but with Matt Kint and what are they called? Bad Idea. Those guys.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. They did like a 288-page book, I think.
The recent.
Oh, that one. Yeah.
Yeah. That one. It was it was, I don't know, $100, $125. I don't know. It was a lot of money.
Christ.
Yeah, but it's for a hardcover omnibus that I know that I'm never going to be able to get through previews. They're not going to release it through regular, through the regular channels that I'm normally going to get it through. So I was like, I have to buy it or else I'll never get it.
Okay.
Was that Mike Diodato's art?
No, it wasn't Diodato. It's like some, is it La Rosa?
Oh yeah. All right.
Yeah. I mean, the stuff is gorgeous.
Yeah, the campaign ended with within the last 2 months, something like that, right?
Yeah. I mean, they raised like $700,000. They raised a ridiculous.
Christ.
Yeah, they raised a ridiculous sum of money, and I mean, the book looks great. And yeah, like I said, the degenerate in me just couldn't let it go, so that was that. So,
Okay.
Mr. J,
Well, seeing as how you answered with a few answers on your question, I got
three.
two. I got two.
Right.
All right.
You can have three.
No, I don't want to take up that much time. So the two I got is when somebody's overstepping and they have not shown they put enough skin in the game. So you're pledging for 6 issues and all they're showing you is the turnaround or the style guides. I haven't seen preview art. I haven't even seen layouts. Show me that you're investing in this, not just looking for us to to fund the whole campaign from soup to nuts. That's one, and the other is going a little bit on John's answer. Too much TNA, but too much TNA of unlicensed mashups. Sorry, if you got a cover with Minnie Mouse in the Princess Leia costume almost shredded up, I'm not going to buy the book, and I will say that has been on a campaign that I've seen. So I'm like, come on, man, stop, just fucking stop. So yeah, so those are the things that'll keep me from investing in your campaign.
All right. Fair enough. Now, before I ask my next question, I'm going to ask all you guys, which I don't normally do. So normally we have a co-host. He would have.
Well, what if any of the guys got a question? How about that?
That's what I was going to ask him.
Yeah, but don't. Well,
I was building up to it. You have to jump in.
That's not the shitty buildup.
Damn alcoholic.
Tony got to go. Tony got to run. He's got to go to fucking Austin for somebody else's shit and leave us flat and fucking holding the bag, bro. You know what I'm saying? Nobody's got a mustache like Tony. We got beards on here. Well, we got a fucking mustache like that. He should be slinging fucking mugs down the fucking bar right now. That's what I want to fucking. You know what? That's what I want you to fucking do. Come by my booth, hang out, and we'll be slinging fucking mugs of root beer because we can't sell anything else. As long as table, bro.
Tony, as long as you sling him at his head, I'll be there for you.
I'll give you a big white poofy shirt. We could do the bartender straps around it, and around the sleeves. Call it a day, baby.
Yeah, sounds good.
It'll be a promo for you. For me, it's social media currency.
Win-win.
All right, but anyway, so does anybody have a question?
I have a question specifically for JD and Jay. I am finally at a point where I should be going to conventions with all of my books.
Cool.
So just in the New York area, where to start? What are some conventions to?
Whatever local church basement con that you can get there. And I don't use that term to knock the convention at all, right? We know that style, right? Something
Good
that
save, bro. Good save.
Right? Yeah, dude. It's going to be a low point of investment for you, right? You're not going to have to spend a lot on travel expenses. You're not going to have to, your logistics is going to be very minimal. It's getting there that day and getting back, right? Set up and breakdown. And at a smaller convention like that, you can develop your pitch, right? You can start to get used to talking to the crowd, normalizing it, and work different. I don't want to say angles, but different pitches, right? See what works for you, and always. Yes, I'm emphasizing it that much. Get people to sign up for the goddamn newsletter, please. I don't know how many times I go to conventions and I see people at their booths not capturing emails from people that they may never go to that area again.
Okay.
Who have bought their books. I mean, they want to know more about you. Get them to sign up, man. That is fucking, I think that is, if not, or just as important as the sales you make at a convention, dude.
Yeah. The serious question, because here's the thing. yourself, Jay, and myself, we're all native New Yorkers, right? Jay drives. I don't have a car. Do you have a car?
I do not have a car.
See, that's where now if you have, I don't know if you have access to one because once in a while I do have access to one and we'll take advantage of it. If you have that opportunity, there's at least 2 or 3 cons that go on in Jersey that are not that far, maybe like an hour out. You know, so if you can have a friend or like, you know, a relative or whatever doesn't mind taking that trip with you and who you don't mind, you know, mooching off of or buying them lunch or whatever for the day,
right?
that you know, you can do some of those shows, and some of those shows are reasonably priced. Some of them on the higher end, some because they have a couple of medium-sized shows, but they have like some smaller shows which are like combo comic book toy shows. And some of those I've done a few of those back in the day, and those were all right. Those did actually very well.
Doesn't hurt to do free comic book days. Forget about store signings, right? See what kind of shops are letting, you know, local guys and gals set up, right? Again, you want to go there and you want to capture those emails. You know, Quinton's a numbers guy. If you don't got a car, right, you can definitely put, you know, a couple of those 50 book short boxes in your, you know, in the trunk of an Uber, and hit something up, right? If you got a high enough price point on your book, right? And if you can, right, for those who do not have that big of a catalog, who do not have, who have not done offset printing, right, and they're doing POD with their books, you know, look at some of the other high margin items that you can bring along with you to try to at least even out, like shirts, right? Yeah, you can do a couple of black and white shirts for $5 a pop and sell them for you know, 25, dude. Right there you go, man. You know, I mean, that's good. That's good margin. That's one of the things, right? It goes back to the question of the show, right? Business, right? You got to look at those high margin items, so that way you can at least not lose your shirt, right? And then also, if you can, bring whatever tchotchkes that theme well with your book.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Are there,
right? Because if it's something that is not at anybody else's booth, right, but it partners well with the book that you're doing, you're going to stand out to those people who are looking for something different.
Are there any specific cons that that should be on my radar?
The Brooklyn Comic Con is coming. They're starting to sign people up.
Okay. Garden State Comic Fest.
There you go. Garden State. Yeah. They run a few of them. They run 3
I drive 13 hours to get to the Garden State Comic Fest.
Really?
Yep.
Dude, why didn't you tell me? I would have gone to say what's up to you, man.
Yeah, I didn't go this past one, but I'm going to try and go next summer.
Yeah, man. They do about 3 or 4 a year. You know, so you don't have a car or you don't drive?
Well, I don't have a car. I can drive though.
All right, so dude, rent a car. Rent a car to do a Jersey show. You know,
I have family in Jersey, so I'll just
there you go.
I'll just get my brother to drive me.
If you don't have a big catalog, here's another thing. Don't leave money on the table. Take a little QR code for digital download of the book. Have $1 on it. Say, hey, you saved $4 by going digital. And the one thing about that is I would use something that is immediately accessible. So the site that I use for that is Drive-Thru Comics and Drive-Thru RPG, because we make role-playing games also. Yep. That is tremendously helpful for digital fulfillment. Like I just did fulfillment for Tipping or Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms, the digital part of it last weekend. And for 311 backers from 3 different platforms, it took me, I think, 9 minutes to do the digital fulfillment across the entire board. And part of that was because my daughter came in and was asking me questions.
Look at that.
But yeah, like don't leave money on the table, because we're seeing more and more people at conventions who are saying, yeah, I just prefer to go digital. So I'm printing QR codes tonight. I've got to reach out to a couple of the folks who are going with me and see a couple things about that.
I don't know where Sam stands on this, but I don't worry about watermarking my stuff. I'm not at that point where I got to worry about my stuff getting bootlegged. And if I am getting bootlegged, I think that's leveling up. You know, I'm not well known enough to get bootlegged yet.
Well, drive-through will watermark your stuff for you, so that's easy enough.
Okay. Okay.
And that's good because I did have, I think it was 2020. I told JD about it when it happened. We had one of those. There was a time when there was a bunch of the little T-shirt websites popping up, and they were stealing people's art. And these two jokers out of Indiana chose to steal one of mine, and so I sued them and got a default judgment on them. So every month I get a garnishment from them. So it's about $12 right now because one of them's not working and the other works at McDonald's or something. But I get $12 a month. So.
Oh, you gave me some ideas.
Like I said, fall on people like rain when they violate your copyrights, man. But of course, register your copyrights and your trademarks.
100%.
And make it defensible.
Another one coming up. John is in Connecticut. The Terrificon in Connecticut.
Oh yeah.
That's a good show. Look towards the end of July or early August. They usually float around that time. But do your networking at cons that you're not tabling at. Find other people that live close to you that are willing to do the drive with you, right? That's going to cut down on expenses, man. You know, that's going to or bunk with you someplace, right? You get an Airbnb, 2 rooms, whatever. You split that right down in half, man. Or 3 people. That doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt.
You could do the way we did it back in the day. We had 7. I think the most I ever had was 9 people one night.
And they had to bring their own pillow because there wasn't enough in the room for you to
however it worked, man. Because we had
two
full-size beds, 2 people per bed. We had one or 2 rollouts, right? And then we had a couple of people sleeping on the floor. So it was a little tight in there.
Oh my God! I hope one of these motherfuckers is watching, right? But I remember doing C2E2, and I was the one that booked the room. I booked the room, I paid for the room, and I'm the motherfucker that slept in the couch. Everybody else got a room, doubled up in rooms, and I'm the dude. I didn't even sleep with a regular pillow. I had the throw that was on the couch, over me. It was Chicago. It was March. It's fucking cold in March in Chicago. I mean, we don't even live this is the fucked up thing about independent comic books. We don't even live the good parts of like the indie rock star or the indie wrestler of life. We're like on the short end of the traveling band type of scenario, man.
All right. Gareth asks, so we have another question. So here's a good one. How do you find other creatives in your area? Artists, writers, and so on.
By doing the local shows, right? The local shows will have the local people there.
Jay, can we let the guests answer the question first?
Sorry. I apologize. I'm sorry.
Damn.
I'm sorry. I get excited talking business stuff. I do.
I know. I can tell. Tony, let me know when you're about to go.
Well, I've met a lot of creators at New York Comic Con at this thing called AfterCon. They go to a bar on Friday nights, and that's everybody, artists.
Yeah, it's every night. It's not just Friday night.
Yeah, that's Friday night, and I feel like that's I go there. We all exchange our information and business cards, and I meet so many people there.
Good.
All right,
I'm usually tired for that.
Josh, you got any thoughts on that question?
Yeah. Well, one, hi Gareth. This is a new Facebook friend of mine.
Cool.
And going to shows, talking to people. That was really where I got started. But also running into people at comic book shops or bookshops or even like paying attention when someone's like, oh yeah, my friend draws or something like that. Like I know sometimes that's kind of like a BS route, but you never know who you might run into that way. So
true. Fair enough. Sam?
Local comic and game shops. Big one right there. Local conventions. Facebook groups. Facebook groups have been oddly kind to me in that regard. But just you'd be surprised how many people are willing to talk to you about other people they know who are working towards or working in making comics or role-playing game books or video games or what have you, just in casual conversation. And of course the trick there is to teach yourself to listen. ask pertinent questions. Oh, don't feign interest, be interested. And I think that if you find that you are interested, people will find you interesting, and that's good for your own public relations, your own project development, and your ability to develop connections across, multiple communities. Of course, yes, conventions. I was strangely fortunate in the fact that I met, people through people I knew who were well connected. So you guys noticed that a lot of the guys I work with are Cooper School graduates. That's because the people I know were Cooper School graduates, and they introduced me to more Cooper School graduates. And so Alexia introduced me to Damien and Nick introduced me to Dakota, and on and on and on the list goes. And that kind of thing, really treating those connections and those people like people is a big thing. It's tempting to say, well, hey, what can this person do for this project or that project? But I think the more important question is, where do our interests intersect? What can we do to build each other up? And how well do I think we can work together? And finding people who you can build, good working relations with. I mean, it's worth its weight in gold.
True. John, what are your thoughts?
I agree a lot with what Sam just said, especially the online thing. I think obviously probably everybody's met plenty of people online nowadays and made those kind of connections. But yeah, also the local comic shows, and even popping into a comic shop that's not near you, one you might have heard about, or a new one that just opened. I go out of my way looking for new shops, as much as I enjoy the regular ones I hit.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss those old basement shows.
Yeah.
In New York, those had a lot of soul. Those were a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Another show that I found is surprisingly fun to do and has been surprisingly profitable. I've been like local library shows where they bring in local creators to craft stuff, things like that. Mm-hmm. And even at local galleries for like the little small art galleries and stuff like that. That's been a lot of fun. And even, being invited to like book clubs, or in my case, like for role-playing clubs and stuff like that, where we do like RPG books and such. It's been a lot of fun, and it's really helped to bring a lot more people into the products we put out.
Up here in the Northeast, they started doing a lot of they're starting to do a lot of comic shows, mini kind of comic shows in breweries.
Oh, neat.
Really?
Yeah, you'd love that, Jay. It's right up.
Yeah, bro. I'm down.
But yeah, I've gone to a couple. I actually went with Dave, the guy who does the Lovecraft PI stuff, and they're not bad. They're and you get a lot of cosplayers showing up. Probably people who don't normally cosplay for whatever that is, but nonetheless, the place fills up pretty quick.
We'll talk about it after the show, man. I'm definitely down, dude.
Massachusetts, Rhode Island, this whole Northeast area seems to have quite a bit of it. I can't believe New York won't be having it soon.
I hope so.
It'll filter down at some point.
Yeah.
So Jay, you got any thoughts on the question?
No, I mean I shot it out right in the beginning, but I wanna say what's up to Cottrell right there, right? And he goes, "You guys give good information." That's what it's about, dude. You know what I mean? None of us are here trying to make a buck off of anybody else, right? With the stuff that we know. Mm-hmm. The stuff that we learned was hard fought, man.
Well, I'm starting to compile a book, so when that happens,
I hope I'm quoted in that book.
How to make comics in your pajamas.
Yes. That's what I'm going to call it.
I love it.
I'm with that.
What we're all really after.
Shit, if I could do pajamas all day, shorts. I don't wear pajamas, but yeah, man, right? Comic books, I do it all day.
Yes,
but all of us here have been around the block, right? And I don't see anybody here trying to rip anybody off with the shit that we know. And that's that's the good thing about independent comic books, right? Sam was saying this before. If you're genuine, people will see that, right? And they become that much more approachable, that much more agreeable, and hopefully you find more people like that outside of this, dude. You know, because there are the ones on the other side of the coin too, right? And I hope you don't come across too many of them on your creative journey.
But you will come across at least one. That's guaranteed, no matter what happens. But to answer Garrett's question real quick, I mean, for myself, when I started out, I was lucky. I had a buddy who went to art and design high school out here in New York City, and he was an artist, and we were working together doing stuff as kids. And he was like, yo, I got all these people in my school come and visit, and I befriended a bunch of his friends. And one of them eventually said, listen, I'm going to bring you all the best artists from my class. And that's what he did. And these are the people that I formed my first company with. And that's how I did that. Now, I could also advise, you know, if you have a local art college, go in there, talk to some of those kids, you know, talk to the professors, you know, talk to the art teachers. See if you can maybe do a contest. Say, offer them up $500 for, like, you know, say, listen, somebody give me a cover, a couple pages, whatever. You understand? I mean,
we're indie creators. $500 is a lot of fucking money, bro. For some people, maybe $150. Maybe $150, bro. Maybe $200 if you're feeling generous.
Put your beer in a pizza.
There you go. Whatever the case, however you need to budget it. How does that sound? You know, work with the teacher, work with the students. Maybe it could just be a pizza party. There you go. So whatever you got to do. I mean, but talk to people, and then and listen. It doesn't always have to be a thing where you have to give them an upfront fee. You could become partners. You could do a back ends. There are all kinds of different deals that you can do with people. That's fair for everyone. You understand? If you can pay up front, I would always suggest it. Right?
Money talks, baby.
And use contracts, gentlemen.
Oh yes, and use contracts.
Make sure you specify rights, usage, everything. Use contracts every time you commission something for commercial use.
And very much to the point. I mean, just specify it. And if you're going to become partners, listen, my thing is when I become partners with somebody, I'm like, it's 50-50. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's half right down the middle. Whatever I own, you own. If I make a nickel, you're getting 2.5 cents. However, I got to chop that last penny in half, you're going to get that half for the penny. You know? And that's just what it's going to be. You know? So, yeah. So, I mean, and that's the thing. And just, and make sure that, when you come to these agreements, you have to be a little, if you're going to do that 50-50 thing or whatever, you have to understand that sometimes these people are going to walk away on you, and that's just going to be the end of it.
And when that happens, it's a godsend. Because
sometimes
because you know what, dude? If you don't do it, it's going to become a bigger problem in the future, right? And those who get away with it just become that much harder to handle in the long run. So if you can get rid of them before they become too much for you to deal with, it works out. I mean,
that sounds specific. Because I'll be honest, I had very good relationships with everyone that I work with, and I'm still friends with all of them.
Good.
And like
good. I haven't always had that,
Okay. So yeah, I mean that's the thing. I mean, I'm still very good friends with just about everybody that I work with. Yeah. I mean, even down to people I've just done one or two things with, I'm still acquaintances with them. So I mean, yeah. I mean, it just depends on how you handle yourself. I mean, Jay got a chip on his shoulders. He pisses everybody.
I do.
So Jay, you got a question in closing?
No, man.
Why not?
Because I want to end on a good note. We ended on a good note, sharing information with everybody out here. I mean, dude, look, I love fucking comic books. Everybody else here does too.
Okay, look. All right, here, I'm going to ask everybody this question. I got a question. Shut up.
Jay, bro, you got 2 minutes left before you shut up.
2 minutes. This is going to be quick. Everybody, just if you off the top of your head, what's your favorite comic book that you've read ever? John.
Ever.
I mean, just a quick one. I mean, let's just right off the first thing that comes to mind.
something by Alan Moore, I guess.
Okay,
Watchmen.
there you go. Fair enough. Tony,
The Dark Knight Returns, forever and ever.
Oh, that's a great one. Yeah.
nice. Josh,
There's a comic I have called Sing No Evil. It's like a music type comic. It's like a Swedish translated comic, but it's just really cool.
okay, fair enough. Sam.
Aria by Avalon Studios.
Oh, okay. Yep, I remember that one. Nice. Jay.
Don't make fun of me, but this is my favorite era of comic books.
You can say 47 Furious Tales, Jay. That was my job.
47 Furious Tales.
Nice.
By Sinopa Publishing. The Mark Greenwald Captain America run, where he gave up the suit and the shield from what was it, 330 up to 350. That was my run in comic books, and it has inspired a lot of what I do in the superhero genre.
Okay, fair enough. I'll go with Fables.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go with Fables. There you go.
Okay.
All right.
Very cool.
So that wasn't so hard, was it, Jay? All right, gentlemen, we made it to the 2 hours. This was awesome. Thank you so much for being here. And let's start with John. Please let everybody know where they can find you and your work, sir.
With who?
John?
Oh, I thought you said James.
Oh,
I thought you said Joe Don. I'm
Joe
like,
Don.
what kind of board is he?
I can respond to John. I'm sorry. But John, where can they find you?
GWP on Facebook and GW Pub on Instagram. And we're definitely going to be adding to our social media. And you'll find me at New York Comic Con this weekend, as long as my tests keep coming back negative.
Nice. Tony, where can they find you and your work, sir?
you can find me on Instagram. Banana Bat is the name. I do a lot of reels where I make like 1940s shorts. Very, very funny, very quick things to look at. And then on Twitter, T/J. And then you will always find me on Kickstarter.
Very nice. Josh?
I'm on Instagram at JR Comic Arts, and we have the Lucky33comics.com. That website's got pretty much a whole bunch of my artwork on there.
Cool. Very nice. Sam, where can they find you, sir?
Yeah, everywhere that says Sinopa Publishing. Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Kick, some other places I can't remember at the moment. I did get kicked off Reddit, but that's another story. And you're going to find us at 3943 at New York Comic Con, our first time at the big show on the main. Guys, come down. We have some really cool con exclusive specials. 47 Furious Tales, Reign of Ages, Tipping Your Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms, and of course Necroholic. And we'll be joined by 5 fantastic freelancers themselves: Brian Lee, creator of Necroholic; Alexia Veldhausen, artist for 47 Furious Tales; Paul Walcott, cover artist and creator of Ninth Degree; Damian Torres, the lead artist for Tipping Your Time Traveling Psychedelic Mushrooms; and Nick Capone. He's a Kubert School instructor, colors for every company in the world. You know, great draws, Reign of Ages and all kinds of other things. He makes more comics in a month than freaking Image, so
Nice.
crazy. But yeah, we'll be there. Just come on out and get the books before they're all gone. We're only taking about 6,000 books with us, so come get them.
Nice.
I don't want to pack them back in the van.
Mr. Rosario.
UnstoppableComics.com. That's where the stars will shine for me, folks. Okay, you can find all of our social media links at UnstoppableComics.com. And just like some of the individuals here tonight, you will find me at New York Comic Con this week, booth 1948. We will be near the Crunchyroll booth. I thought we were going to be facing it. We're on the booth that's behind the one facing it. Come hang out. We're going to have books. We're going to have shot glasses. We're going to have pint glasses. We're going to have enamel pins, posters, shirts, me. And I got a really nice surprise up my sleeve, which will be slowly unveiled over the course of the 4 days.
It's a new tattoo, isn't it?
Tramp stamp all day, baby.
There you go. It
Now,
still
do they
says
have to
trouble,
pay to
doesn't
see you,
it?
Jay?
No, that's for free because I don't want nobody.
All right.
There you go. So there you go. My name is JD Calderon, the writer and creator of the Oswald Chronicles, and you can find me here most Sunday nights, and Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, DeviantArt, all those other places under JD Calderon. And you can also check out the OswaldChronicles.com and TallTalesOnline.com, and soon, very soon, Kickstarter again, because the monkey wheel, the hamster wheel never ends.
Yeah,
the monkey wheel too. The monkey wheel.
Yeah, the monkey wheel too. Yeah, however it works. So thank you everybody for being here. You guys are all awesome. Tony, good luck on your next show.
Yeah, it won't be as good as this show. I promise you.
Listen, it's fine. But listen, just remember, everybody, check out the links in the show notes that has everybody's campaigns. Click those links, buy those books. Those are all awesome books. All right, these are all awesome creators. Everybody deserves your support. So thank you so much for being here. And just remember, buy more indie comics, especially ours. Have a good night, everybody.
Peace.
Thank you.